Hi, I'm Cheryl and welcome to my sewing room. I'm going to demonstrate how to make this really cute, soft and fuzzy, warm fleece hat. Now this project is really truly a beginner's project. It's also a great project for teaching your children how to sew. So get them involved in sewing when they're young. Also at the end of the video, I'll give you a link so that if you want, you can make a matching fleece neck scarf. So let's get started. The pattern that I'm using is McCalls Easy Stitch and Sew. The number is M9261 and I'm going to be doing hat that is labeled C right here. It's called Sombrero. On the back right here, it gives you the information about sizes. So you're going to measure the circumference of your head and select one of these sizes. On the pattern instruction sheet, look for the section that is labeled Hat C. And this is the layout for it. Now take note that the selvages are right here. You're going to fold your fabric, bringing the selvages towards the center, but not completely into the center. So pieces labeled 5 and 7 go on the fold line here and here. Piece number 6 is right there in the center. So you're just cutting through one layer of fabric for piece number 6. Now on all of your pattern pieces, read them very carefully because some of the pieces were a little difficult for me to understand. So if I had a hard time, some of you might also have a hard time. Here are the sizes right here. So you're going to need to highlight with a marker, a highlight marker, the line that's for your size. Okay, that will be your cutting line. Now on pieces 5 and 7, I had a hard time figuring it out. I had to really sit there and think about it. Must be because I'm getting old. But your cutting lines are here. Now this is the center back seam for extra small, but you're going to cut your pattern on this line. Size small on this line, size medium on this line, and large is the farthest line out. So make sure you're careful. As you can see, I got really confused. Now I've laid out all my pieces and I only had one issue with laying it out, is that I had to trim this selvage edge off over here because it was really wide and I couldn't see what I was doing. So it's just a really tight fit, but it will fit in there even if you have the size large. So go ahead and cut out all of your pieces. Now we're going to stitch along with the pattern instructions that are printed on your pattern sheet. And I've highlighted the section. So you're going to look for hat marked number C. Most of it's right there, but there's just another little step in that corner right there. This is pattern piece number 5. So here is the outside or front side of the fabric. Unfold it and bring the front sides of it together. Place pins along this edge, and then from this raw edge here, come in and do a 1/2 inch seam right along there. On pattern piece number 6, there are a bunch of little circles right here and down here. So take a straight pin and just put it underneath the circles down here and also do it right in here. This indicates where the center is on each side. This is piece number 5. On the fold line, put a straight pin right there to indicate that this is the center on one side. Now take both pieces, number 5 and number 6. This is number 6, the circle, and this is the front side. And I'm going to place that front side against the front side right here and place it right on the center of this seam. Now, most of the time, or I should say always, you're going to be pinning those seams open. So when you stitch, they don't get caught and make it too thick. Now take the other side, the pin on this little circle piece, put it up against the pin on the other side, and pin those together. Now continue placing pins all around the edges here. After you have everything pinned, the directions say to come in 1/2 inch from this raw edge in and do a line of stitching. Then it says to do a second line of stitching. So after you've done your 1/2 inch line of stitching, which is this dark line, dash line, then you're going to go about 1/8 of an inch out away from the center of the hat and stitch right next to that line. The next step is to take your seam here and you're going to press this seam towards the center of the hat. So first turn it front side out and stick it over the end of your ironing board and make sure that that seam is going towards the center of the hat. And then with your iron, go ahead and press that seam towards the center all the way around. This is pattern piece number 7. So after you've removed the paper pattern piece from it, open it up and bring front sides together and stitch 1/2 inch seam right across here. After you have stitched this seam, then go ahead and press the seam open. Then fold this in half, bringing the wrong sides together and matching the seam. Bring it right up there and place a pin to hold. Then continue bringing all of the edges together all the way around. After you have pinned all the way around that top edge, then the instructions ask you to do a basting stitch, which is a really long stitch on your sewing machine, and it's much faster to do it on your sewing machine. And just stitch real close to the edge there. It's just a temporary stitch. Now here is the very top of the hat, and the piece that's stitched to that circle at the top is called the crown. Now that last band that we just put together, which is called the band, you're going to slip it over the hat, okay? And you're going to match the seam of the band and the crown area and place pins to hold. And continue pinning the band and the crown area together, all right? Stitch. So now they want you to do that double stitch again around. So your first line of stitching is that 1/2 inch. Then go about 1/8 of an inch out, just real close to this line, and stitch again. After stitching that last seam, I turned it onto the inside, and I really didn't like how the seams were finished off. It just didn't feel completed to me. So this next step is an option. You could either run the edges of both seams through a serger machine to finish the edges off. If you don't have a serger, you can do a zigzag stitch like I did here because it just felt finished then to me. And then just turn it front side out. Here's what it looks like on the outside. Here it is from the other edge. It's really a cute little hat. To make the matching neck warmer scarf, click on the link in the upper right-hand corner to connect you to that video. If you like this video, click on thumbs up. Also, click on share to share this video with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click on that red button in the lower right-hand corner. Enter your email address, click on that little bell so you receive future emails about my latest video. I'm Cheryl. See you next time. Happy sewing.